If the unseen feels more at home to you than the seen, then this space is for you. Here on Illuminate Your Truth, the spirit world is valid. I'm your host, Elena Isis. Let's dive on in. Hello. Welcome to Illuminate Your Truth. I am so happy to have you here today. I have a really interesting topic for today's show that I'm really thrilled to be able to share with you all. And yeah, I really am looking forward to diving into this topic. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about my obsessions right now. I am just coming out of my menstruation phase, so I'm coming into my follicular phase. So one of the things that I've thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm going to call it an obsession, has been resting. Oh my goodness. Like, I have not been resting enough. I don't know why I stopped taking naps, but this is something that I have started doing again. And you know what? It is literally improving my quality of life. I swear. I'm not kidding. Resting. Just taking a couple of minutes throughout the day to just lay down and just be. Sometimes I'll just start meditating and then I'll allow myself to fall asleep. And it's just been really invigorating, and I really just am enjoying resting. Another obsession that I have right now currently is I am really obsessed with cooking Filipino food. I've been working with my Filipino ancestors. I've been talking about it a little bit throughout the podcast here. And they've been guiding me and working with me. And a way that we have been connecting has been through food, which is perfect because I really love cooking. And I was getting really bored just cooking regular, like, American style food. I've always loved any type of ethnic food, like any kind of different types of food I love. And they came to me and they basically were like, hey, like, let's start making these dishes. And so I started cooking these dishes, and I'm literally obsessed. Like, I cannot stop making sinangag and pancit bihon. I'm about to be making some fried pig ears. I don't know what's going on, but I'm experimenting and I'm having a lot of fun. So definitely cooking Filipino food right now is definitely something I'm enjoying, and it's something I'm pretty obsessed with. And my last obsession it's not an actual thing, it's just like my nails. Like, I'm obsessed with my nails. I keep like finding myself like looking at my hands throughout the day, and I'm like, oh damn. I think it's just really nice to like have hard work pay off, because I've been working on growing my nails longer, strengthening them for the past 4 months now, and I have like the most growth and strength that I've ever had in my entire life, and I'm just like so excited about it. But yeah, so I've been loving my nails. That's another obsession, and I'm glad to have a body part that I am obsessed with that is like a hell yeah on my journey of self-love, whatever. I am like just excited to love a part of myself. So let's do a positive affirmation for today's episode, or just like not even the episode, just like in general, maybe for this week. So the positive affirmation that came to my mind was, my best ideas come when I'm caring for myself. My best ideas come when I am caring for myself. So write that down, keep it close, say it to yourself over and over again until until you believe it. If that's really something that you really need to start believing, keep it close because it's a good one. All right. So for today's show topic, we're going to be talking about something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. And so I was just like, okay, I made a post about it a couple of weeks ago, and I felt like it was time to like talk more about it. I've had more experiences involving the topic, and I really just want to get my perspective out there, my experience out there. And I know that there's a lot of other people who are probably going through the same thing, just it may look a little bit different. But today we're going to talk about disembodied spirits. And so these are like spirits of the dead that have not crossed over into the light yet. And, you know, there's lots of reasons why people don't cross over into the light. A lot of times souls don't know that they've died. A lot of times the death was traumatic and they just don't know. And like a lot of times they just get stuck here on earth. And sometimes, this doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes when a soul gets stuck on earth, they will gravitate towards somebody that they knew while they were living, who they resonated with, like they were into the same types of things. They may have had the same addictions. There's something that they really vibed with you. Sometimes they don't even know you, and they'll pick up on the things that vibe with them that you do, and they'll attach. But, you know, let's just say that you know the person who has passed away. They will attach to you if they find or feel that you do the things that they like. They will enter your light body. Why do they attach? Well, they attach for lots of reasons. Like they are confused. A lot of them don't know why they're here still, or what's going on. A lot of them, like I said, they don't know that they're dead. And so they like your energy. And so they're going to try and attach to you because they like your energy. Now, I'm going to give you guys some experiences on like how I've seen disembodied spirits in my clients, because I've seen this multiple times. In my work, in my energy healing sessions, I found souls attached to people. So they've showed up in many different ways. Like the most of the time, they are on the client's back, and this is really interesting how I saw it, because I would see them on the client's back, and like when the client would be walking, they would be walking with the client, but it would be like they were trying to mimic the movement so hard, like with each step, that they would almost be like tripping over themselves because they're trying to mimic the host so perfectly. I've seen them, and a lot of people, there's other energy healers that I've heard speak of back pain being a main cause, like a symptom, not a cause, a symptom of having a disembodied spirit. A lot of people who had the disembodied spirit who were riding their backs had a lot of back pain, which makes perfect sense. I've also seen them in clients' chakras. No specific one more than another, but I've definitely found disembodied spirits in people's chakras, kind of like hiding in their energy center. And I've also found disembodied spirits just kind of hanging out in people's light bodies. So just like that energy field around us, like our personal space, you know, I've found them there as well. Now, the thing with disembodied spirits is, you know, like, okay, there's nothing wrong with them. So we're not going to be like, oh, disembodied spirits are bad thing, are bad. Like, no, they're not bad. They're just souls that are lost, okay? And they're just confused. So we can't label it good or bad, but they do affect us as humans. So like if you have a disembodied spirit in your energetic field or attached to your body, you're going to be working out that trauma that person may have suffered either at that time of death or just at any point in their life. And they're actually going to work that trauma out through you and in your life. So that is one kind of like side effect or symptom of if a disembodied spirit would decide to attach to you or to be in your energy. And, that's not a good or bad thing. It's not a good or bad thing. And I think it just depends on the person, like the host, or like the person who the spirit has attached onto. And it also depends on the spirit itself. Now, if this was like your really close friend or like a family member, you would be a little bit more open to the latter, which is you can actually help this spirit heal their trauma. So like you can help cross them over, but you can also help them heal the trauma that may have them stuck on earth, or may really be a struggle for them still. There's so many different there's so many different ways that it can go, but I'm just voicing like my experience, how I've seen it and how I've experienced it. I'm going to go into my actual experience of experiencing a disembodied spirit in my energy field. But as far as on clients, you can choose to cross them over if you are not comfortable with that job of healing their trauma or helping them heal their trauma, or you can help them heal their trauma, which we'll go into. But if you do not want to do that, which you really need to be strong within yourself and your energy before you go trying to heal a soul's trauma. You really need to be solid in your energy. You need to be solid in your energy, as in you need to know what is you and what is this spirit. What is you and what is the spirit's emotions, or because they're going to be with you, walking with you. So you really want to make sure that you have that in check, and you make sure that you are grounded in yourself and who you are and your mind. And you don't want to be all confused, like, is this me, is this them? Like, no, you want to know. So that's why, like, I don't initially, if you're learning how to do this initially, I wouldn't say start like that. You can actually cross these souls over on your own without dealing with anything to any of their traumas. So you can do this by calling in my two absolute favorite spirit guides to work with, ascended master and spirit guides to work with, angel to work with, Jesus and Archangel Michael. They are phenomenal. Okay, so don't think that like psychopumping is like this really like intense, like complicated thing. It is intense, but it's not like very complicated. You can do a simple visualization and cross a soul over. You can say prayers and cross souls over, but I would definitely suggest calling forth Jesus and Archangel Michael, because they're just going to, one, raise the vibration, two, assist you, three, heal the hearts of the souls who you're crossing over, which they're probably going to need some healing. They're going to need to talk, and I really like working with Jesus and Michael because they really know how to really soften people's souls, hearts, and like they just really are excellent at allowing people to open up and to reveal things that they may not be able to reveal to anyone else. And it just really creates a really safe container for the spirit and for you. It's an honor to be able to watch them work. So definitely call on them and just ask them to cross over this spirit for you, this soul. And like I said, you can do a simple visualization. I really like to travel to the upper world whenever I'm doing any type of psychopomp work. And really just kind of, I always get led to like doorways. So whenever I am seeing a soul that has not crossed over, I'll see like a doorway and I'll open the door, and a lot of times I will find their little space that they're in while they're while they're waiting to be crossed over. It's really interesting. Everybody sees it different and may experience it different, but like I said, call forth your spirit guides and ask them what's the best way, and allow them to guide you. Allow them to create a plan for you, and trust. Like I said, a lot of times I say this a lot, but a lot of times we are expecting our spiritual teachers to be human, and we are expecting for them to give us this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 step answer or explanation as to how to do something, when really all you need to do is call out to your spirit guides, and they will guide you one step at a time. It may not be all the steps at once, but just allow them to guide you and to be your teachers, because they are readily available to you and they really want to help. So just ask them to help cross over this soul. Really maybe make it a ritual for yourself. Set out some time, light a candle, burn some incense, put some water down, call in the spirit world, put some crystals out, call those energies, and ask them to help release this soul. Make it a ritual. It's a spiritual thing. It's a beautiful thing to cross someone over, and we're all capable of doing it. So just believe in yourself and call forth those guides, and maybe create a sacred space, a sacred container for yourself to release this soul, with that intention of releasing that soul and then crossing that soul over into the light. Now, okay, for the brave ones here. If you want to assist the soul in healing its trauma, karma, whatever this is that's coming up for you, you can do that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk about an experience that I had with one of my ancestral grandmothers that happened about 5 months ago. So I was at my ancestor altar, and all of a sudden I felt one of my ancestral grandmothers step forward for me. And I felt her standing to my right, and she was talking to me, and she was saying some really profound things. I wrote them all down, and I just knew that she was there with me. Come to find out, we have the same trauma. So it's a generational trauma, and it has been passed down to me. We both have the issue that we needed healing. And so I decided, she also asked me to discover a family secret for her. And I was able to do that. I have a podcast episode about that. Go check that one out, regarding the ancestors and family secrets. But I was able to uncover the family secret, and I was also able to start healing her trauma. And you want to know how I healed her trauma? Since we had the same trauma, I actually healed her trauma by just healing my trauma. And I'm actually still healing the trauma. I haven't completely healed it, but I've healed a lot of it. And I didn't know that it was going to turn out like that. I thought I would be really focusing on my one of my grandmothers a lot. And, I did do a lot of research and things like that, but nowhere as much work. I did most of the work on myself, in healing that trauma. And, it was such a beautiful thing. So, for me, that's how it came through. So maybe if this spirit has a similar trauma to you and you feel comfortable, maybe it will be like that for you as well. I've never heard anybody talk about this topic, so I don't actually know what other people have experienced regarding that. But that's what I experienced. Me healing the trauma that we had that was the same actually healed my grandmother's trauma and my ancestral grandmother's trauma. And like I said, I'm still healing it, but I actually was able to heal that trauma with her help, and we were both able to heal her trauma to the point where I was able to cross her over after that 5-month period of me really doing intense healing. I went on an ayahuasca journey. I did a lot of healing. I was doing I still am, the positive affirmations, just really letting things go, changing my life, and loving myself more. But you can choose to do this. And I was able to cross her over along with her parents. And one of the most beautiful ritual ceremonies I'd ever experienced in my entire life. And, I was able to experience her as a disembodied spirit. And it definitely felt weird. It definitely felt different than just a spirit in the ether just around me. I saw and felt my ancestral grandmother to my right, at all times. She was there. And it was just different. I had never experienced a spirit's energy like that. And it was really cool. But whenever her mother came to me and was like, hey, I want to apologize to my daughter, which was my ancestral grandmother. And so, I was in the middle of a ritual. I was in the middle of a ritual myself. And she, came to me like that. And I was like, yeah, sure. Got them together and they healed. That was the final, even her dad came out and they all had a moment of healing and they were all ready to be crossed over, and I was able to facilitate that for the three of them. I was really sad because I didn't know it was going to go down like that. Like, I really thought I was going to have a heads up. I was not ready for her to go so quickly because I really enjoyed her presence and we really healed a lot together, and she helped me a lot with me, my family, and just being a mom and being in a situation like similar to her and having a trauma similar to her. Like, we really bonded. And so I was really sad. I was in shock the whole time, but ultimately super grateful, super happy that I was able to assist. But I was like, Grandma, I'm not ready. But so the experience can be absolutely beautiful, but you have to have the self-discipline and the understanding of your own energy before you can take on, a whole nother spirits, because, that's a lot. But like I said, choose wisely. You know yourself, you know what you can take on. And if that sounds like something that you would love to do, by all means do it. I mean, oh my gosh. And if it's an ancestor, that's even better, because, it's you, it's like your bloodline. And if you're listening to this channel, I'm sure that, you're probably interested in healing the bloodline. You're probably a black sheep. You probably, that's probably your mission. So this may not be the first and only time you hear about this topic. But like I said, every situation with a disembodied spirit is different. There's always ways to detach them. They're not stuck with you forever. Just know, call on, your spirit guides, or if you know of a spiritual healer that you can reach out to, always use your discernment when finding any type of spiritual teacher, healer. Always use your discernment, very important. Just, reach out to them and see if that is the type of work that they do. But there's lots of different ways that this, happens for people. And, I'm going to leave a poll question to see if anybody has experienced either, seeing a disembodied spirit on a person or actually having one with them. I would love to hear about that. But yeah, so that's been my experience with disembodied spirits. It's a fascinating subject matter, and I think I'm going to be discussing it a little bit more. So definitely check out my social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, so you can find me at Rose Priestess Path. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rose Priestess Path, and subscribe to this show, this podcast. I really enjoy creating these episodes for you all. I really do. It's like a fresh, breath of fresh air for me to be able to share these topics, because a lot of times I don't get to talk about them, and I feel like it gets wasted if they don't get spoken about. And so I just am grateful for you all for listening. Please subscribe to the show. Please rate my show. I really would appreciate that. And review my show. I definitely love coming on here and sharing my point of view and sharing my life experience with you all. It brings me great joy, and I am just so happy and grateful to be here. And so thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right. Bye for now.